Here we go. It's your boy Comic Chat back for another live stream. Man, I'm on vacation, man. I'm doing work, man. I'm doing YouTube work, I guess. Man, it's fun. Like I said, I ain't got nothing to do, man. I feel more ready to do this kind of stuff when I don't work all day. I got the energy for it, man, the drive for it. So, man, maybe when I retire, I can actually make some money doing this, man, because I feel like something. If I see something I want to talk about it, I can go right on and talk about it. So maybe today will be the beginning of my next career after law enforcement. But anyway, I don't want to ramble on. I got my brother with me. That be Terrence from T Virus. What's going on with you, bro?
Hello, brother. Just glad to be here with you, man. Talking about what you're ready to talk about.
Good deal, good deal. And before we get into that, I'm going to go ahead and do this little self promotion. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I would love to have you as a subscriber. Please hit the notification bell because I want you to be able to capture and witness and watch everything that I upload. I don't want you to miss any of that. Also, leave that thumbs up. Thumbs down does no longer matter. I don't know why they got it up there. But thumbs up, that helps the YouTube algorithm. Don't ask me how. All I know that it does. And also leave a comment. Any comment that you leave, I try to always read and comment. So it may not be that same day, but I guarantee you, if you go back and check, I'm going to leave some sort of comment to the comment that you wrote because I appreciate you taking the time out your busy schedule, whoever leaves the comments. So I want to make sure that I address that, man. And I'll tell you I want to appreciate it. Today, I really wasn't going to get on here at all until late on the night. I think Anzo was doing this show, Chaos List, tonight. Those of you that watch that, come 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be myself, Anzo, Eli Hu, Guy Scar, and Chris Knight. That's the general crew that does it. But I went to Walmart probably about an hour ago with my daughter to pick up some things. And it's coming to one of our loved ones' birthday, little boy, and he is all into Star Wars now. Well, my oldest grandson, and he's just asked me all many questions about Star Wars. I'm like, man, I can't believe he's asking some pretty hard questions. Not hard, but more advanced than what I thought for his age. Well, anyway, I went to the toy section to look for a particular toy they want, and when I went in there, I saw this toy first. Well, I'm gonna show you the second toy I saw. This is the second toy that I saw. And as you can see, that is Boba Fett's ship, and look what they call it: Boba Fett's Starship. Now we know it as old Star Wars fans as Slave One, but there is prime example in living color, cancel culture. An iconic ship that nobody even thought about the name trying to associate it with the actual meaning of slave, but because the powers that be, this cancel culture, they're going to take an iconic name of a ship that's recognizable all over the world by Star Wars fans, and now it's reduced down to Boba Fett's Starship. That's just crazy to me. So I said, let me talk about it because I've heard people say it in past streams, but I didn't see it firsthand. Now I'm seeing it firsthand, live and in living color. So that was just a little bit crazy to me. So I wanted to speak on that. What are your thoughts on it, Terrence?
Honestly, brother, I'm not surprised at all. For these last handful of years, I've been speaking out on things that I find to be unfortunate and silly in a lot of cases, and that they will get us to think about things that we wouldn't ordinarily think about because they're so busy trying to change it. And, this is offensive, that's offensive. It's going to anger the fan base or individuals that might stumble upon it. But that's never really the case. If anything, they're turning something into nothing. And to me, it's also sad that you can have something that is recognizable and that is iconic, and then all of a sudden they snuff it away because of whatever reason they feel is necessary.
Yeah. Sci-Fi Nations, thank you for coming in and says, so the ship names are woke now. I don't think it's woke. But I guess this is a form of this new kind of way of thinking that's going on in Hollywood and society now, that you got to be careful that names can, like my wife and I, we live in South Carolina, and one of the two major teams here is South Carolina Gamecocks. She was saying that something about they change, and the name of the mascot is Cocky. And I said, man, I ain't gonna be around here too much longer. Somebody gonna get offended by that or something. And I think now she said this year they changed the name from Cocky to the General. I said I'm not surprised. So because I know at the professional level they changed Redskins to Commanders. So I think it's
Yep.
just a matter of time that Carolina Gamecocks going to have to change their names, because people are going to reference that second part of that word and go, oh, and I've already heard all the jokes and stuff about it and stuff, but it never seemed um to insult anyone until now. So something that's been around. I don't know how long Gamecocks been around, but since I know I've known Gamecocks ever since I was a little boy, so I know they've been at least around 40 plus 50 years. So now I guess all of a sudden it is that kind of stuff is going to offend people. And like I said, I've heard about this name change on several different streams I've been on, but never saw it firsthand. Walking down a toy store, and I was like, "Oh my god, there it is, live another color."
There is
What up,
there is a
uh,
wait, go ahead.
Sammy Stokes? What up, bro? Happy birthday, man! Glad for you. My son-in-law's birthday today too. So good deal, man. Hope you have a good birthday. Kavari says, "Bring back them home cooking videos." People actually like that. I thought that was like a joke, but sure. Next time I'm on the grill, man, I'll hit up. But go ahead, Terrence. I'm sorry.
There is a saying that I want to share with you.
Okay.
Something that I said to my friend's father roughly 5.5 years ago when he was talking to me about what we're discussing now and how he was trying to process it, that it seemed ridiculous to him was the word that he used. And I told him, waters will remain still until humans mess with it. Once you throw something into the water, you create a ripple effect, then a tidal wave, then a tsunami, and it gets worse and worse. But if you leave it alone, it will remain still. Humans have a habit of disturbing waters unnecessarily.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Sometimes it's necessary to disturb the water and create a ripple. One thing about a ripple, it starts off small, but as it expands, it can disrupt the calm water. Sometimes depend on how big a rock or how big of an object or the drop, the distance that ripple can touch out or can expand out and touch. So some drops in the water or some disturbance in the waters are more severe than other ones. And I totally get that analogy you're using. I agree with it. But this right here is something I think was definitely not needed. Kind of overreaction, in my opinion. I don't see who it could. Yeah, I don't see anything about naming the ship Slave One could
Right.
offend a black person. I mean, I'm not. I was never offended by it, and those
Me
are the only ones
neither.
that I see that could possibly be. Since our ancestors were called slaves, then if there's any kind of anybody being I keep losing the word I want to say offended by it, then it should be us. But I don't know. It's just crazy to me some of this stuff that they're changing for the sake of changing stuff instead of actually trying to do something better. It's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, it's part of the problem, like, drawing attention to stuff that doesn't need attention and then acting in a way to be dismissive of individuals that, if anyone can have the right to be offended by it, and they're just like, well, no. this is what it should be, this is how you should feel about it, and this is how you should think and speak. And this is to me inappropriate. I think that that is worse than what it was before, because at least before, you and I, we would just go on about our life, and we really wouldn't be talking about this kind of stuff. But they keep bringing it up, and I'm like, I didn't even think about that. So how did you think about that? What's the point?
Yeah, that's crazy. Now this next topic, this next tour that I saw, really got me a little bit excited about an upcoming movie, Black Adam. So there's the Black Adam tour as you see right here. What really got me excited about it was it says right here, Black Adam versus Intergang Mercenary. So I say, that's one of the bad guys. So I go and look up Intergang, and Intergang is a gang that gets their toys and gadgets and gizmos from the new gods of Apocalypse. So I'm like, do you think we're gonna see possibly Darkseid in this, or one of Darkseid minions in Black Adam? Because Intergang works for is a gang here on Earth, but they have direct ties and connections to Darkseid and Apocalypse. So I'm like, if they got direct ties from Apocalypse, then we might see Calabash. We might see what's the mama name? I can't think of Mommy Grip,
Granny goodness.
Granny Goodness. We might see Mr. Terrific. Shit,
Yep.
we might see a bunch of those characters, and then that will also open the door for Superman, because who is one of Superman's biggest enemies? That would be Darkseid. So that right there is making me say like, they might be inadvertently told us something and didn't mean to tell us. What are your thoughts?
Um, I know a little bit about the inner gang. I know that they're connected to Superman, so everything that you said is 100% correct. And there could be Easter eggs leaning towards something bigger, because I need to see the context of the film in terms of how much is focused in the past, and then at what point does it get to the present, or if the whole movie's in the past, and then maybe by the end, Black Adam is in the present, right? So these types of details are very important for us to have a better understanding of what the future holds. But like you said with the toy, I think that what they did was intentional. And I think they want us to have conversations, because DC, they tend to warrant that. Because a lot of times we don't really know all the time what they're going to do. And we have all these theories and stuff. Sometimes it pans out, and then sometimes it can go in the complete opposite direction and really surprise us. So I think, that's why there's a lot of intrigue for Black Adam. And I think when they drop the next trailer, it's going to hype it up more, because I think right now the waters are pretty calm. But I have a feeling, Danny, that Black Adam is going to be a really good movie, because Dwayne Johnson is too passionate about it for it to be anything else.
Yeah, like I said, I was all I've been excited about it for years, and we've been hearing this for the past 5, 6, 7, all probably as much as 10 years ago. Now it's
Hmm.
finally like it's coming to fruition, and but I really didn't know anything about it other than what I saw on the trailer. I like, of course, we see the Atom. Of course, we've seen Hawkman. Of course, we've seen Doctor Fate. Never really knew who the enemy was, or never had a name with it. We saw the people that was attacking him, and they saw they were some kind of like futuristic vehicles and stuff. But now that I see the toy and it had I want to make sure I'll get it right. Say the correct name. Boom, boom, boom. Intergang Mercenary. And I looked it up. Intergang is a bunch of mercenaries. And I remember watching Justice League, where the
Right.
Intergang was on the planet, and they killed one of the detectives, and that made Superman mad. I can't think of his name, but they killed him. Darkseid killed him with his Omega
Right.
beams, if I'm not mistaken. So Darkseid has a direct tie to Intergang. So if he has a direct tie, then we may see him like we saw. I just watched Justice League, Zack Snyder cut this morning. I go back and refresh my memory, and he says at the end we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Decide to get the Armada. So what if Shazam is going to tie into Zack Snyder's Justice League? That would be very interesting because a lot of people want to see Zack Snyder come back, and maybe they'll use that Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, to kind of bridge some of Shazam, possibly where we see Darkseid, and that maybe when we see him in Shazam, this will be him coming. Well, is Justice League before Shazam? We don't know the time period of Shazam yet, so we don't know whether or not
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
know whether or not that happened before. But if it happened after, and this directly happens an event that happens after Justice League, and they kill Steppenwolf, that would be fire. I'll be dare to say that's almost canon. What do you
The
think?
the um the Flash movie, I think, um, is what we really need to be looking forward to for this reason. Because of what you said with the conflictions of the timelines and where it ties into and where the future lies, and then the setup with Darkseid and what they could possibly take from Zack Snyder's stuff, the Flash has to come in there and give us something definitive so we know where these things are going. Because right now there is a lot of confusion because of the films. They don't feel connected most of the time, right? So there's a lot of stuff with Shazam in his upcoming movie that I'm excited about because we don't really know the full extent of everything that's in there. We know there's a lot of stuff, but we don't know what's going to happen in it all the way. We don't know what the end's going to be, what the post credit scenes are going to be like. I feel like all these little details are going to be very telling for us, Danny. And if they building up to Darkseid to where he has the anti-life equation, and you watched the Sandman, and we heard Lucifer drop that anti-life. I feel like they're giving us little by little, man, and I think the end result is going to be something impressive.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily want to see Justice League and the Sandman cross paths because he just seem way supernatural. I don't even know how they can fight someone like the Sandman or something. So I
Oh,
don't know if
oh,
I
oh,
go ahead.
oh no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't implying the like a
No,
crossover.
no, I was
Yeah.
talking about the Lucifer thing.
Oh
I
yeah, yeah.
don't, um, I don't know. Like you said, the Flash, but I'm not as hopeful about that Flash movie as I am Black Adam, based
Right,
on
right. Yeah,
um, Ezra Miller just doing all this stupid stuff that's taken
right.
away from the importance of the movie. I definitely believe that Flashpoint should exist to reset some of this mess that they're doing and try and get on a definite path or direction. I'm just not sure whether or not his antics is going to overshadow that or not. Based on D. Scott said, "Yeah, what are your thoughts about news about Warner Brothers regret releasing Zack Snyder's Justice League masterpiece?" I hadn't heard that, but why would they regret releasing it? 'Cause I thought it was very successful, in my opinion.
The the problem is, yeah, but I actually had to do a video on that. But the problem is that with that release of the film that came out a little while ago, it was successful for HBO Max. Um, that is considered a masterpiece by anywhere from 90% on up of the individuals that viewed it, and how it started getting compared to Marvel's best films and stuff like that. So you have that area of success. But I think the WB, because in the beginning, Danny, when they lied about what happened with Zack Snyder, they fired him when the unfortunate event with his daughter, and then he was trying to deal with that, and then they got rid of him and brought in Joss Whedon. I think there was panic because of what happened with BVS. There was a lack of respect for Zack Snyder, so I feel like once AT&T came in there and they threw him a bone, so to speak, based upon the hashtag passing up even Avengers Endgame, they're like, okay, there's something we can have here for money, even if it's just this one and done. But I don't think they were fully aware of how many individuals were looking forward to that, right? So they're like, oh man, now we can't move forward because there are a lot of individuals that want Zach back, that wants his style of directing the characters and stories. So it creates a type of conflict for what they want to do in the future, where they are trying to pull away from what Zach did, not to bring it back into the fold.
Yeah, I wonder what he did so bad that they like this can't forget about it or work around it. It's just I really like to know what that fly on the wall saw and heard because it's like they're leaving a lot of money on the table.
I agree. Um, I mean, I do like David Zaslav. He has the right thoughts in terms of prioritizing the Trinity and everything and getting them right first before you branch off into these other characters. I like that. And with that, he is going to clean up and he's been canceling stuff. But I wonder if some of those decisions were a mistake, even though I believe that he is going to give us something great. Because sometimes it's not always the smartest thing to clean off your whole board as opposed to just getting rid of certain pieces, if you follow me.
I agree. Yeah, sometimes you don't know whether or not this cleanup is a knee jerk reaction or is it well thought out. Sometimes you
Right.
get a knee jerk reaction. You fail to possibly foresee possible problems. So I hope that he's thought everything out. At least 2 or 3 years down the road would be sensible for him, but I don't know. I don't think he made a mistake with Batgirl. I
No, no,
I
definitely not.
I would definitely try and get Superman, Henry Cavill locked in, get Ben Affleck locked in at least for 3 movies. Gal Gadot, get her back locked in. Um, the guy who plays Aquaman. I can't think. Jason Momoa, get him
Jason Momoa,
in.
yeah.
Hell, I would even go with Ray Park. I get him locked back then. Okay, now you got to work on this Flash character. Look, so you gonna ship up, or we got to ship you out. So,
Is
like I said, I would throw money at Grant Gustin. He's already familiar with the character. He knows the nuances of the character. It's just a transition from TV to big screen, and we've seen plenty of stars in the past do that. So I don't think that's the big issue.
with Grant Gustin, I don't think that it's the issue of him going from the small screen to the big screen as much as it is that he has already expressed that he is tired of playing the character on TV and that they had to give him a crazy amount of money to do the last few seasons of The Flash. So to then have him sign on for some years for the movie, especially if they're doing a reset, it seems like a lot to ask of him. And, you will have individuals say, like, okay, if they throw the right amount of money at him, but I still wonder if the passion would be there. And like with the way that David Zaslav is thinking, Danny, he said that he has a 10-year plan for DC. And we're going to find out these details very soon as he's getting the individuals together that are going to lead the ship and the whole nine. So I'm like, okay, but as much as I would want Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, and Gal Gadot, and so on, I think that the way that David is thinking is he's going to pick and choose because that comes with baggage. Because with Grant Gustin, you have that the Arrowverse baggage. Humans like to hate on all of that, and they don't give it a fair shake. And then with the Zack Snyder stuff, there's the baggage of like, oh, it's too dark. You can't do it that way. So I think he's either gonna pick and choose a couple of them, or he might just do something that's gonna surprise all of us to where they all get erased and it's just a complete reset to the definitive extent. And it's like, if they do that, I'll be fine with it as long as what follows after that is great. Like this time around, bring in Wally West as the main Flash. He's really popular. That there's certain ways that you can do to differentiate from what came before. And then you could keep Dwayne Johnson because he just got there, so he doesn't have the same kind of baggage that comes with everyone else.
I understand the baggage part, and I don't disagree with what you're saying. But here's the example I'm going to use. Um, Say you're in politics and you become the mayor of the city. After a few years or a few terms, you may get tired of that because you have nowhere to grow. But then you get opportunity to become governor. So instead of worrying about one little city or one little town, you worry about the whole state. Now you South Carolina, it's 43 different counties. So you in charge of all that. Then let's say you get tired of that. Then you say, okay, I want a new challenge. I want to be in the Senate. Or I want to be in the House of Representatives. Then you worry about a whole different set of people, a whole different rules. So I think Grant Gustin may be tired of the TV setting, like tired of being the mayor. But this right here, in my opinion, would propel him into maybe the governor of that said character. And then he got a whole, because it's a whole different style of filming a movie versus filming a TV show. Because you film that TV show, it's almost year round, 14, 15-hour days. For that movie, it's only going to be a few months, maybe 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 max. And you free to do whatever project you want the rest of the year. Plus, you probably getting a whole lot more money. Probably tap into that merchandising and all that other kind of stuff. So I don't know if he would be even open to that. I think if I was an actor, because a lot of times actors like looking for the next job, because if they don't actively look for a job and they don't take care of their money, they can be in trouble. So I don't know what Grant Gustin is worth. I don't know what kind of money he makes being a Flash on TV. I don't think it's the money he could be the Flash on the movies. So
I,
and then all these people in Hollywood seem to always want to build a brand. That would definitely be a step in the right direction of building his brand.
right.
Just my opinion.
And I don't necessarily disagree with that, but it's like because we had the Flash in the '90s with John Wesley Shipp, and then for like 8 some odd years with Grant Gustin. To me, I feel like Barry Allen himself has been slightly exhausted, and they have covered a lot of the storylines. I think that it would be better to step back, bring in Wally, and then you can bring in Barry later just to take a breather, so that way it can feel fresh.
I'm glad you said
Because
that. Look how Wesley Ship attached his wagon to that horse.
right, right,
You
and
see him
he
about every season. He glad to put
right,
on that flash suit and that silver helmet.
right. That's a great example. I was actually about to say that about John Wesley Shipp, that he was Barry Allen, then he played Barry Allen's father, then he played Jay Garrick, then he played the '90s Flash again when the Crisis event started. So that's kind of what I was thinking, because there is a way where you can give everyone what they want, but you have to be smart about it. Like you have to provide breathing room, and then when there's a hunger for it, then you deliver when the time is right. I believe that everything is about timing. Just in the same way, when you have these very successful DC shows and movies, there was a hunger and the timing was just right. The cast and everything else, it was all planned and timed right, and then it popped off. So I think that based what David Zaslav has been saying, with a little bit of details, we're gonna get some more later. Who knows what that might be? But it seems like he is really thinking this out. Like he's trying to make sure that all this hits, and I think that will come with cutting some individuals loose, Danny.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. What you're saying makes a lot of sense. I'm not really familiar with David Zasloff. I heard his name thrown around here. And now he seems to be the big cheese over there. So, like anything else, let's give him a chance. See what he does. Uh, DQ, I hear that they cancel Steve Urkel cartoons. Seriously, I like Family Matters, but bro, this nobody cares about Steve Urkel cartoon. I know I don't. So that doesn't hurt my feelings at all.
Wait, there is that something they were thinking about and then they canceled it, or what were we talking about?
That's what I heard.
Hmm.
That's what I heard. Hold on 1 minute. Go ahead. Go ahead and keep talking.
Okay. But yeah, I was unaware that they were trying to do a Steve Urkel show. That's pretty interesting. I don't really hear that name too often, so even though I don't really care, I am slightly interested in what that was supposed to be. But there's enough entertainment to go around in terms of movies and TV shows for us to sink our teeth into. So I don't really feel that it's that big of a loss. Even though you probably had some individuals looking forward to it. Um, when one door closes, another one opens. So I think we will have our appetite satisfied in another way. Um, and I think that's always the case in relation to entertainment.
I agree with you. Well said on that. Sci-Fi Nation says, shared you out on Discord and Twitter. Hope it helps. This is an interesting discussion. Thank you, sir, man. I appreciate it. DQ says, I don't know if you heard of this actor, but Badgley is in talks to replace Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. Rumors, of course. Um, Never heard of that actor, but Krasinski was recently on. I want to think it was Jimmy Fallon's show, Tonight Show, maybe about a month ago, and it was kind of implied um, that he might get the spot. I don't think they would put him in that movie and just kind of throw him away like that. To me, that's just crazy. I'm not saying they wouldn't do it, but we've already seen them. We already got a positive response from the fans and from the audience that yeah, we definitely want to see him. So I don't know why they would go against that unless there's some kind of conflict in his scheduling, or maybe they can't agree upon a price. But based on what I've heard, the conversations I've heard him say, and his tone and his body language, he definitely wants to be it. So I don't know why they wouldn't give him an opportunity to do it.
I um I was surprised to see John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. Like I think that the actor is right for the character. I just don't like how that character was written in the context of Doctor Strange 2. Doesn't matter to me that it was in a different universe. So like if they use him again or another actor, just make him actually intelligent and more like the comics because I feel like those characters have had a very hard time for the last 30 years. It's ridiculous. So I feel like you might want to stay away from anything of the tweaks and changes because they've done too much. You have to give Fantastic Four a good movie. You just can't have these five problem movies in a row. That's very unheard of for comic book characters. Like certain characters, you have one bad movie, or if you have two in a row, you're done after that. You don't get five chances.
Yeah, I think the reason Fantastic Four because like they are the first family of Marvel, so to speak. So people want to see that. I think they had the right idea with Jessica Alba and Chris Evans because they had that look. But for whatever reason, the guy that played Mr. Fantastic, he just, in my opinion, couldn't seem to pull it off. The actor that played Doom, I thought he was good. Just that it's got Doom origin all crazy and all wrong. But
Ju- Julian McMahon, Danny, is to
yeah,
me the best actor in that movie, in those movies, and it was a waste of potential because to me, while those films were slightly better than the one in the 90s that didn't see the light of day that you had to watch online because it was so bad,
hmm
I still felt like you're talking about an updated version of something that was sloppy. And I felt like everybody was miscast and it was a waste of potential. Julian
yeah,
McMahon being one of them. I saw him on Charmed as Beltazar, like he was one of the coolest demons on that show.
hmm he's
And
in
he
that
was
one
in
with plastic surgeons, something with surgeons or something.
right, Nip Tuck,
Nip
right?
tuck, yeah.
So he's a
hmm
fantastic actor, and I was like, I can
Yeah.
see him as Victor Von Doom. Even his voice, I was like,
hmm
that's Doom, and I liked how he looked in the outfit. But I'm just like, the
Yeah.
script doesn't work. It doesn't work, and it's sad to me. I don't
And
like when I see that.
and the way they played him, like like his powers was organic, and it's not organic like that. He made a
Right,
suit like Tony Stark. He dabbles in magic, so he's like super science.
right,
They didn't show any of that. So I hope whenever they do this version of Doom, that okay, stick to the book, man. Doom is a genius. on the level of Tony Stark. Then he also devils in the arts, like the mystic arts, like Doctor Strange. So you got to combine that. You got to combine Tony Stark and Doctor Strange.
Right, and my problem too with him in the Jessica Alba movies is that he just came across as like a jealous
Mm-hmm.
businessman. That's this. He's like a regular dude aside from his money,
Well,
and I didn't like that. I'm like, he's supposed to be
for royal
almost
blood.
as smart as Reed Richards. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's been said time and time again in the comics. He's supposed to be just this genius inventor. He's an innovator. Like he can make something out of nothing. When everybody's in a room and there's nothing we can do, he's already found 5 ways to make that work.
Yep. He's like
You
Tony
know,
Stark, made the damn suit in the fucking cave.
right? Yeah, I'm never gonna forget that line. Like, yeah, but we can't do it, sir. He was able to build this in a cave with a
Uh,
box of scraps. Like,
he said, but I'm not Tony Stark.
right? I
Yeah,
was like, oh yeah, he he,
yeah,
he about
that's
to
a good.
die. Like
Yeah,
that was pretty funny. That
that,
caught me off guard when I was watching that in the theater.
yeah,
So
that was
like,
good. That was a good line. Sci-Fi Nation said '90s Flash one. I meant what you said earlier before that.
I think he was talking about when we were addressing the flashes about bringing in different ones and keeping other ones on the back burner.
I got you. Big Bro says I feel like they're going to keep Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Zachary Levi, and I do not like Zachary Levi as Shazam. I think he is a wrong actor for that. I think he's too goofy. He doesn't have the look. He his appearance is goofy to me. When I see him, I don't take Shazam seriously. I don't. Even when he's being serious, I don't take Shazam seriously because Zachary Levi puts too much comedy in it. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of Shazam movie. So I hope the second one be much better. Like the
I
suit looks tailored,
mm,
redone. So I like the way it looked, but I am not a fan of the actor that plays Shazam.
while I understand that sentiment, like for me, right, I would have made those characters different, but I do like what they gave us, and I think that there's a potential for greater stuff. And I think the sequel is gonna far surpass the first one, even though I enjoyed the first one. I just think he's gonna be one of those franchises where it gets better with the subsequent sequels, and those sequels might be the ones to win over individuals like yourself, Danny. There's a high chance of that.
I mean, I'll watch it. I'm going to watch it because it's a comic book movie. Shazam is one of my favorite characters, but I'm just not really feeling the actor. But it may possibly grow on me. I'm not going to sit here and say that it won't. But right now, not a big fan of the actor. Movie's okay, just don't care for the actor in this particular. And I don't dislike him as an actor. Just I think Shazam is too goofy in this. I think he's playing it the goofy part of the immature part just a bit too much for my liking. I think sometimes he could be a little bit more serious when he transforms into to Shazam. Just for me.
You know what I think, Danny? I think with these situations that he's going to be in, right? I think that they're going to mature him, and I also think that something tragic is going to happen that will lean him more in that direction. I mean, it's just a theory based upon what I feel they're going to do, and if that
Yeah.
happens, I feel
Pro-
like that'll be worth it.
Probably one of them Shazam's gonna get killed. Probably that's what I'm thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Hmm.
Momoa was hinting something about Batman's Aquaman 2. I heard somewhere. Yeah, there's a clip where him and Ben Affleck is behind the scenes. Ben Affleck is dressed like Bruce Wayne, and they're saying something about. So I definitely think we'll see Bruce Wayne. I don't know if we're gonna see Batman. Then I see some pictures of Batman on some kind of funky new motorcycle supposed to be on scene. So I don't think we'll see a lot of Batman. We may see some clips of Bruce Wayne. But like I said, I've seen the clips of Batman on some kind of funky motorcycle, and he's like it's on an Aquaman set. So I'm saying that's what I've seen. I don't have definitive information saying that's actually that, but that's being implied that he's going to be in Aquaman 2. But of course, Aquaman 2 been pushed back, so we shall see.
That image of Batman on the bike, to my understanding, that's supposed to be part of the Flash movie, and
Okay.
we don't know the details, but it's supposed to be something very important where he's helping speedsters, not speedsters. So whatever scene he's in is going to be a bunch of them, Danny. I don't know what that's supposed to look like, but I found that to be very, very intriguing. And I think that unless they change the plans, I think Ben Affleck's Batman is gonna die, man. Like I think that's what's gonna happen.
I hope not. But we shall see. David Quintana says, "Are you hyped about for Stargirl?" Not really. I mean, I like Stargirl. I got through halfway the season of the second season with that crazy ass the hand of God. I can't think his name. Aliastro or
Ah,
something like that.
yeah, yeah. I'm blanking on his name. Yeah, the villain for Stargirl season two is
Yeah,
the Wrath of God. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. What is it like Aliastro or something like that, or
Hold on,
something?
let me get his name.
Calypso, wasn't it?
Eclipso. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
That's his name. Eclipso. That's
yeah,
him.
yeah. Oh, I didn't see it all, but I heard good things about it. Stargirl has always been one of the better CW shows for me.
Hmm.
I probably watch it again and get into it. Um,
Um,
Go ahead.
isn't? Oh shit! Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, it's dropping
Like that?
tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
No,
yeah,
that is not a remake of Starman. Totally different.
yeah, very different. Yeah, I like Stargirl, Danny. You know, I've been talking very positively about it, and the accuracy is amazing, and the creators there, and I feel like 3, 4 seasons is where the character should be because she doesn't have that much stuff in the comics on her own, but she is part of a lot of different DC teams, which is cool. So I do like that they're playing up the JSA and all that kind of stuff. I think they have just as much interesting stuff as the Justice League, even though Justice League is more popular. But I feel like with Black Adam, with Stargirl, the buildup of interest in the team that came before, I think is starting to lean in that positive direction.
Yeah, good deal. Big Braille says that they might be getting younger actors for the Fantastic Four in the MCU. That's possible because they really love for them to be there at least for 10 years. So that's entirely
Hmm.
possible. What's up, Becky? Appreciate it, man. I sent you a link this past weekend. We did Square One last Saturday. But yeah, thank you. Thanks for stopping by. DC Stargirl. Sci-Fi Nation says, oh, okay. Becky says, happy late birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks. DQ says, yeah, the Fantastic Four was a waste of talent. We all concur. Then Sci-Fi Nation says, Sci-Fi Nation reports, great Flash, the 90s one. It's on Tubi right now. Free service that uses ads and is legit. Okay. I think I got Tubi on my Roku box.
I need to um I need to buy the '90s Flash. I've been meaning to buy it. It's on my list. I always
I
forget.
have
I'm
it.
gonna.
I already
Oh, you
have it.
do?
I
Nice.
have
Yeah,
that and the 80 no in the 70s Shazam. All three
that too.
pieces.
I need to get that. Yeah.
So what it looks like I posted 3 times, retracted the first two. You good, bro? D you say, is that the 10-hour stream? Is this a 10? No, this is not. That's not we stream 4 hours. 4 hours. It's not gonna be a long night, I can tell you, because I can feel Sandman in the back of my eyelids as we speak right now. So I can guarantee it ain't gonna be no 4 hours.
I love how you made the Sandman connection. That's very cool. Yep. Like.
Uh,
Yep.
Sci-Fi say, hey Deej. He responds back. Becky says, sorry about missing square one. I was tailgating and at the Browns game. Oh my God, poor girl. You steady wasting your money going to the Browns game. Quit it. Stay at home, watch it for free. DQ says, I think Flash is on Tubi. Yep. Um, yeah, the main 2 topics I want to talk about, and just to rehash it for those that came late, is I went to Walmart earlier this afternoon with my daughter and walked down the toy line looking for a particular toy for my grandson. His birthday is coming up here in a couple of weeks. And I saw this. And this is Boba Fett's ship that I commonly known and all Star Wars fans known to be Slave One. But look at the name. It says Boba Fett Starship. So Council culture strikes again. I've heard this happen, but I never saw it until today, live and in living color. It is no longer Slave One, it's Boba Fett Starship. And that's just sad to me. Really, really sad. Now, what's exciting on the other side of the spectrum is I saw a Black Adam toy in there. And as you can see, it says Black Adam versus Intergang Mercenary. So I went to the good old Wikipedia and good old Siri and internet and looked up Interstate Gang. I mean Intergang. I know I heard that before. And it's on Justice League, the animated series. They are directly tied to Darkseid. Darkseid supplies the Intergang with weapons from Apocalypse. So I'm saying, two and two equals four in this. So if Intergang's in here, we may see possibly some flashbacks or some correspondence or whatever of Darkseid talking to them and maybe trying to set up an invasion like we saw in the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League, where he told Assad, his general, get the Armada ready. We're going to do it the old way. So I'm saying, and I told Terrence, that would be pretty interesting if they tie these two particular characters or these two particular movies together. That would give individuals hope that maybe Zack Snyder vision is still alive and well. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. I would do it because it's already seems to be established. Because we all know that one of Superman's biggest enemies, or biggest enemy that I know of, is Darkseid. That would give him a reason to reach out to Henry Cavill and make a very lucrative offer to him, and they could build up this to either one or two stories. They could do um, lead up to Darkseid in one of the Justice League movies, or they could do flip and do an Injustice movie because Black Adam is definitely a part of Injustice. Is that not correct, Terrence?
Yeah, yeah.
So if they do the Injustice League, hmm,
You,
that could be very interesting.
you,
So they right now they got some options on the table. Don't know which
you
direction they're gonna take now.
you know what I would do? Like, so when it comes to Zack Snyder, his visuals are very unique. Like what he did with 300, Watchmen, the way that he makes capes flap and stuff, like Tyrone Magnus likes to say, capes flapping, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way that he does that, no one else does that. Like if you look at all the aesthetics of other comic book movies, you always know Zack Snyder's movie when you see it
Mm-hmm.
because of the visuals. Like he's just amazing with that. I feel like I would want him for the visuals. That we would need a team of passionate writers about DC, and we blend them together, and then blend that with David Zaslav. I feel like you would just get masterpiece after masterpiece after masterpiece. So with that, I would want Henry Cavill like for two movies, right? If anything, I would want his last appearance to be to fight Darkseid. If
Mm-hmm.
you can only have him for a short time, so I'd be like, when he returns, I would pitch it to him like, look, I want him to be the Superman that everybody knows and loves, and he would do so by defeating Brainiac. And then once that happens, he's going to get into touch with all the different heroes and stuff because there is a threat coming. And Darkseid will have the anti life equation, and that will be the ultimate showdown. That's how I would want it to end if we only get him for a short time. I feel like that would be an excellent chapter in history for Henry Cavill, especially seeing everything that he's been through to have him go out on that note. I think that's important.
That's not a bad vision. I don't have anything. I can't say anything negative about that. But like I said, in my opinion, they got a lot of different stories they could tell. So
Hmm.
as long as they handle each story with care, um, I think the fans will be satisfied either way. But what you said just now, I have zero problems with that.
Right,
Oh,
because there's a lot to think about, Danny. I mean, even after all the stuff we discussed, right? I mean, there's so many different avenues you can go.
yeah. Becky Brown said I went to the game for free. Okay, good for you. She said Slave One. Yep, Slave One, but they changed it now to Boba's Fett Starship. DQ says should have at least come up with a better name. I agree. Superman and Bruno Manahem, perhaps. Are you trying to say Mayhem, maybe? Superman and Bruno Manaheim, perhaps. Um, Game was part of the Superman and Lois with Dean Cain too. I never saw. I remember seeing Superman and Lois with Dean Cain, but I never remember him being having Dark Side anywhere. I mean, I really didn't remember him really having a villain that he couldn't handle.
I
But
think
like I said, it's been years since I watched that. Though I mean,
is it I think
years.
what's his name? Bruno Mannheim. Like I think he's supposed to be the inner gang boss, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe
So if that's the case, if that's who I'm thinking about, then you know I wonder if Black Adam's gonna fight him. But it's like Black Adam would just destroy him. So I feel like it would have to be like a group effort, and then they would have to use a piece of technology to temporarily hold him back. But
it
he's
would have
going
to
to go
be.
through them.
Would have to be one of Dark Side generals. I don't know the side, Granny Goodness, Caliban. It could be somebody of that level because a regular human cannot do anything with Black Adam, like
Right.
you said.
Right. I'm thinking the same thing. That's why I think Danny, his backstory, him being a slave and stuff, I think that'll be like maybe 10, 20 minutes of the movie. And I think the rest of the movie will either be we're going to see him with the JSA, and then because he's killing people, the team has problems, and then he just wrecks all of them, and then he becomes a full villain, or he starts off as a villain, and then he's with the JSA, and then we see that he reverts back because that's all part of his history. So it's like, I think the movie's going to play up like, is he going to be this or is he going to be that? And then he keeps doing stuff that's bad, and it's like, okay, well, he's going to be an anti-hero then, I guess, because you can't just be killing people. Like Hawkman said, heroes don't kill people, and he's like, well, I do. And I like that he said that because Black Adam does kill people a lot. He's killed millions of people in the comics.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, and I think they're gonna cover that. If it was Marvel, I'd be like, I don't know if you're gonna see that. I think we're gonna see some very aggressive stuff
Hmm.
coming here with the Black Adam movie. So I'm definitely ready to see it. DC, I know I threw it in for those that might get confused. You got your Deej. Appreciate it. Um, well, we going. I'm gonna go ahead and call it the 8 minute. We got 8 minutes left. I want to go up here an hour. I gotta take care of some more stuff. But like I said, I really wanted to give it Terrence. Like I said, share these things I saw in the store. Like to hear one thing, then to actually see it live and live in color, it was just crazy. And to me, that I don't know why. I should be. I'm not surprised, but this blew my mind when I saw that. But
Yeah.
let's end on like if those of you that have not seen Sandman, I am recommending that if you think if you give a damn about my recommendation. If you like sci-fi, um, that kind of fantasy thing, this is one of the best shows for you. Um,
Yeah. Amazing drama too.
yeah, actresses are very good. The story is compelling. It's maybe a little slow for my liking the first episode, but it's not enough to turn me off on it. And then it just to me, each episode gets better and better. So, like I said, if you're not watched, you haven't watched it, go to Netflix, click on Sandman. I think it's 10 episodes, 10 either 11 episodes, and
Yeah,
just check
yeah.
it out.
Because you did see that 11th one, right, Danny? Because like the 11th one was kind of two stories. You had like that animated one with the cats, like where they
Mhm.
used to be big and the humans were small, and then you had the live action one about that writer. Remember how that what that writer did, Danny? Like you had the two writers, and then what the second one did to Zeus's daughter. That was crazy.
I didn't see that.
Oh shit. Yeah, yeah. I think because they did add the
The
episode
last thing,
11.
the last thing I saw was when he confronted his brother Desire
Right.
at his brother's castle. And he said that he's gonna let this slide, but if he do something again, then he's gonna do something differently. And then
Yeah, that's
Desire
that's
was
episode 10. Yeah. There's one more after that. There's supposed to be 11, and just to kind of give you an idea. So like the beginning, because like I said, you got two stories. It's about an hour long. The first story is like 20 minutes, and then the other one's 40. So like the first one is an animated one. It's about cats and how they dream, right? And I was like, oh, okay. And it just they give you something along the lines of like how animals can be mistreated, and at one point cats were a certain way and humans were another way. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting. And then you get to the meat and potatoes after getting warmed up with that one, and it is about two writers, Danny. Like, have you ever heard the expression like a muse, like someone that gives you ideas and inspiration for things?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's exactly what that second story is about in episode 11, where you had one writer, he had a bunch of success because he had one of Zeus's daughters who is a muse and he was holding her captive, right? So then you see that another writer comes, Danny, and he wants to get inspiration because he wrote one book and he's like, oh, I can't do anymore. And then the old writer bonds Zeus's daughter to the new guy, and then the story is about what he decides to do with that particular muse, and like that shit just it gets really crazy, Danny. I just like by
Mm.
the time you get to the end result, I was like, huh. And then it seems random, but when you get to a certain point at the end of that writer's muse story, it circles right back around, Danny. And the way that they swing that around full circle, I was cheering, Danny. I was like, okay,
I can
y'all.
imagine. I
uh,
can imagine. It sounds pretty interesting. DQ said, "Do you think a fight between Superman and Black Adam is a smart move if they did it?" Hell yeah, most definitely. Maybe not this movie
hmm
here, but next one I would work. I would work my way up to that. If you watch
Yeah.
an animation between him, Shazam, and Black Adam, man, fantastic movie. So something
hmm
along those lines, I would definitely be for it. Now we saw Martha Manhunter throw his name into the pot, so to speak. So now we got four superpowers.
Okay.
So
I I got a prediction for you, Danny.
mhm.
It may mean nothing, but I have a feeling that Henry Cavill's Superman is going to be somewhere, whether it's at the end of the movie, a
I
post
think
credit scene. I have a
some,
feeling, Danny.
somebody told me that there's an end scene, and I want to think it was maybe Poetic Gangster on another stream, and he was saying that there is rumor that I think Amanda Waller is going to be talking about Black Adam and saying how he's a loose cannon, and somewhere in the vicinity, Superman is going to hear it, and that's how he's going to be made aware of Black Adam.
Oh crap! I hadn't heard that. That's very cool. I mean, right. Imagine that. Like you hear it. Like you hear something. Like somebody kind of is
Yeah,
zoomed out and is
you
zooming
know,
into somebody, and
you,
then
you know how like he flies over the planet and just sits there and listens to the whole
right.
planet, and then wow, that would be hot if they did that. Now he just sitting in space
Yeah.
and he
Yep.
hears Amanda Waller saying, "This damn Black Adam, he's a loose cannon. We got to do something with that." And then maybe we see him open his eyes and look to his war spot, then it cuts into black.
That is great, Dan. Like how I would shoot that, right? They're talking like you said. He's hovering above Earth, listening to everything, right? And then it just slowly pulls away from Earth, goes into space, Danny, and we see the sun, right? We see like a red cape flapping, and that camera pans up slow as hell as we are just like, we know who that is. They teased us. And then, like you said, his eyes open, and then we get that full shot of Henry Cavill. He breaks the sound barrier and goes right towards Earth. I would lose my shit, Danny.
Uh, you might see it because, um, like I said, some rumors I hear come to pass, some don't. So we just have to wait and see, bro. But I'm definitely waiting. October after tomorrow. October will only be 32 days away. So
Right.
we're I think we're in the 40 days now. Cause I think it comes out October 10th. I think if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that, 21st or something
Uh,
along those lines. The
so
tickets are not available yet, but I'm gonna get them.
we're less than 60 days away. So
hmm
just
hmm
waiting on that. DQ said, "Hey, y'all, stay there." Eli who said, "Hey, y'all, hey, what's up, bro?"
Yep, yep. How you
Um,
doing?
I'm gonna get out of here, man, because it's been an hour, and man, my eyes is getting heavier and heavier as each.
Oh,
Tick.
last thing, Danny.
Go ahead.
If when you go back onto Netflix, Look for, like I said, episode 11 is called Dream of a Thousand Cats. And then, and what was the other part? Calliope, which is Zeus's daughter. That's the second half.
Is it about? Is the same hour length for both of them together?
No, the whole thing is an hour. Like the Dream of a Thousand Cats is a 20-minute segment, and
Uh-huh.
then Calliope about Zeus's daughter, and the muse and the writers and stuff. That is
Yeah.
40 minutes, right? So yeah, so together it makes up an hour.
Okay. Good deal.
But yeah,
Good deal.
I would highly recommend you watch that because again, the way that it ties around to come full circle, it
Uh-huh.
was great. Because as I was watching it, I was like, it didn't have to connect because I just thought it was some bonus stuff like, oh, here you go, you enjoyed it, but
Uh-huh.
it's not. So definitely, you got to finish that, Danny. You got to check that out.
Good deal. I'll make sure I do that. Tell the people, man, what's going on in your neck of the woods, Terrence.
Oh, yep, yep. Hey, humans, Terrence here. You can find me on T Virus Terrence. I got a lot of stuff over there. So many things in terms of reviews, topics, commentary on things, and different fight scenes that I like. I mean, it's all over the place, but I organized it all, and I have a lot of different knowledge and wisdom on things, and I just like to kind of spice it up and push the envelope, if you will. In this day and age, you got a lot of you can't be doing that and saying this, and I like to be myself, and along the way there are plenty of humans, to my surprise, that appreciate that. I'm very grateful for the fact that I passed the AK subs and stuff like that. I appreciate all the newcomers, and if you go over there, I feel like keep an open mind, and you will learn something. Thought provoking. You'll be entertained, and you'll laugh at things. I think that's the environment that you want to visit if you want to have just this really wholesome, unique entertainment.
All right. No problem, bro. Good deal to hear all that. And of course, my name is Danny Graham, aka Comic Chat. I'm the host of the show today, and there will be no chaos list tonight. Just got a notification from Anzo. Feeling a little bit under the weather, so there will be no Chaos Central televised tonight. I may get back on later on. I'm not sure, man. Like I said, I've taken a couple vacation days, killing time. If I do, I'll definitely sit out a tweet and let y'all know. But tomorrow, Chris won't be doing this show as well. So you may not see me back on the channel until Friday night. And I probably won't be on Friday night because I got to work security detail. So it'll probably be Saturday. You see me on Square One. We'll be talking NFL, NBA. Like I said, if you have any comments, please leave them. I will definitely get back with you. And I appreciate each and every one of you that came in today. I'm going to shout out to Deej Odyssey, David Quintana, Eli who dropped by, Becky Broward dropped by, or Browen dropped by. Appreciate it. Sci-Fi Nation dropped by. Thank you. Who else? Big Braille dropped by. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. D. Scott dropped by. I definitely appreciate it. Tony Brown, my boy, dropped by. Samuel Stokes dropped by as well. Thank you all. Kavari stopped by. Appreciate it. Full Metal dropped by as well. Eyes Only dropped by. So thank you all, man. Tuckerverse, rather. He definitely dropped by. So thank you all. I appreciate your support, man, as always. Just appreciate the time that you come in here, man. You don't have to do it, but you rock with me, man. I definitely appreciate it, man, to the highest. You will never know just how much I appreciate it, man. If somebody actually gives a damn about what I'm talking about, what I'm saying, definitely appreciate it. And I hope I can continue to entertain and interest you. So until next time I see you, man, take it easy.
Yep.
Peace, 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 peace. Let me see. Let's go out with a little bit of Superman like I did last night. Here we go, y'all. Take it easy.
Three, two, one.